So welcome everyone to this meditation service where we devote this time to sitting in service. And the idea is that we're opening ourselves up for healing energy, divine light, to move through our bodies, to maybe anchor through our bodies to this earth and to be sent where it is needed most in this world. And as you're creating space and devoting this time with that intention of being of service, of directing that healing light, know that you don't have to consciously direct it. You can just hold that intention. If your mind does wander and goes to things like, the to-do list or past experiences, just try to go back to that intention of this is the time that you're sitting in service for healing, and all those other thoughts can kind of wait. But as far as your experience goes, if you already have people in mind in your life, you're welcome to send out prayers to them. You might say them out loud or silently to yourself. And you might see images or just experience different sensations, vibrations, temperature. Or you might just simply sit and hold that intention. So nothing needs to happen, and there's no right or wrong way to experience this. It is about kind of sitting in that sense of faith and trust, sitting with that love and humility, and just allowing for that energy to go and trusting that it is going where it is needed most in this world. So thank you for being here and taking this time to send that love out to the world. And as always, we're going to open up and just sharing a little bit of a dhamma lesson as a way to maybe help to raise our vibrations, as a way to help our maybe more earth body, lower density vibration meet that of the healing divine light. And we're going to do that with a dhamma lesson today. And then Colin will open up with a prayer of protection, and then we'll sit for the 20 minutes devoted to healing. So this one was inspired by the other day of a group discussion that we had in our Monday night circle, our Sangha circle, and it's the phrase, "the truth always prevails." So this phrase was one that my mentor Greg used to say to me often. When I was caught up in anxiety about worrying how others might perceive or judge, or just when the pressures from outside of myself would build up. The phrase became sort of a source of refuge for me during those trying times where I would feel conflicted by my own inner compass and the experiences of others, the expectations of others, and whether those expectations of others were imagined or not. And for me to help access that sense of peace from this phrase, I found it important to first know what is like a moral code of referencing to help me access what is that truth that I'm reaching towards. What is that compass that you use to guide decisions that keep you in alignment with yourself? And because we all have different life experiences, which teach us different lessons and values, there is no perfect code to abide by from the get-go. What I learned is that you learn to develop a code in stages through models based on where you are and motivated by where you'd like to be. And there's so much more to be said about discovering a moral code that is right for you. But for now, perhaps take a moment just to begin and consider and think about what is that guidepost for you personally from knowing in situations what is moral, what moves you closer to the self. And for myself, I found it helpful to learn that a moral code isn't what you might do in a situation, but it is what you wouldn't do. So if you think about it in a way, then it kind of looks like this. If you have a thought and that it's intended to be an action, you can use your moral code as a way to check in before committing to that action and make sure that the intended action does not go against your moral code. So in a way, a moral code always supersedes any conduct. That makes sense. And I'm going to share 2 different versions of a sort of a poem, I guess, that helps me once more just really ground and connect to that truth always prevails phrase. And it helps me just access that state of like not worrying so much, not getting bogged down by those anxieties or that sense of pressure. And I guess originally it was written by Ken M. Keith. I knew about it from Mother Teresa. It is supposed to have been on the wall in a children's home that was directed by Mother Teresa, that she kind of altered from the original writing by Ken M. Keith. So I'm going to read Ken M. Keith's first, and then I'll share the one from Mother Teresa that I'm more familiar with, and then we will open up our circle for healing. So the first one by Ken M. Keith says, "People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyways. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyways. If you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest men and the women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyways. People favor underdogs but follow only the top dogs. Fight for the few underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. Give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway." I really love that. And this is the version that I knew of first by Mother Teresa. "People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyways. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway." So that version by Mother Teresa, that idea that it really isn't about what others perceive, it's between you and your higher self, or you and God, is what really helps me remember that, or ground into that idea that truth always prevails. So thank you for listening. We'll just take a moment to find yourself in a comfortable place. Open yourself up to that intention of allowing the healing energies to move through you, to go, to trust, to sit in faith that they're going to be received to the places they are needed most. And Colin will open us up and prepare us with an opening prayer for protection.
Thank you, Jessica. Initially, this is an opportunity to thank any individuals out there who have taken this moment to sit, to meditate, and to freely give what they have, their love, their light, their healing thoughts. Accepting that these may be taken and used in places that the sender will never know of. Maybe an individual somewhere, maybe whole communities, or a different country, or indeed anywhere in the universe that we could not imagine. This does not matter. The love and the healing and the light that is given freely can be used wherever it is needed most. And in the spirit of this, we pray that you will join with us and use our healing energies to send love and light to comfort those who are suffering, be it from physical illness, mental anguish, or the grief of loss. We ask that you use our healing thoughts with the compassion and wisdom of your greater light, that being the greater light of the universe. We bless this greater light with our trust and our confidence in the power of grace and the eternal love of Spirit. Amen.
wherever you are. Perhaps just to thank yourself once more for setting aside time to receive that healing energy. To opening yourself up to being that conduit for that light to go where it is needed most. And then you might begin to gradually just move the body, wiggle the fingers and toes. Make some gentle movements as a way to wake yourself back up into the space that you're in. Maybe taking with you anything that resonated from the Dhamma lesson earlier. Taking refuge in the truth always prevails. Be true to yourself. Do it regardless of what people think. And as a way to close this practice, we can just chant Om, and using that Om, that vibration, as a way to seal this practice, but also as a way to just continue to send out those healing thoughts and prayers for people we love, places of this earth that may have come to mind, events that are happening, the world at large. So we'll first just draw a breath in, and as we breathe out, we'll just kind of breathe out, let out a sigh, and just settle in. And then the second breath we'll do together as a group. We'll chant Om. So first, let's just exhale our breath all the way out, drawing a nice deep breath in. Just sigh it out. This time we'll chant Om. Inhale deeply. Thank you. Namaste.